Hello, everyone, and welcome to the exercise portion of the UCal 4 training class. This is where we start getting really hands-on into the software. With the lessons, we went through some of the basic principles. We talked about spectroscopy. We talked about what the instrument is doing and why it's designed the way it is to collect the information for us. Then we talked about quantitative and then qualitative data analytics. So this was kind of stepping back and giving us a big picture idea of what we are doing with the data that we're collecting and how we are generating a calibration. Now, this section of the course is going to lead us through some exercises that show us the how-to, the practical aspects of creating an NIR calibration. We're going to start out with some pretty basic things. We're going to start out just working with files and doing some manipulations. Then we will start working through some regressions and then looking at some more complex things like population structuring. Finally, at the end, we will step back and I will try to just give a quick summary of how all of these pieces go together when you're making your NIR calibration. Through these exercises, I will start each one with a lecture or a quick little presentation. Then I will open up UCal 4 and I will demonstrate some of the topics that we've discussed within that exercise. After you watch the video, please go in and use your exercises that are listed in the course there and your installation of UCal 4 and go step by step and walk through the exercises on your own. This will reinforce what we have just presented to you. Every time you work hands-on, at least for me, I feel that unless I've done it hands-on, I don't really learn it. So I will not be going through a step-by-step demonstration of the lessons deliberately. I would like each of you to go through and do that. We've also designed this into individual bits and nuggets. And the idea is if a couple of months from now, if you forget one particular part, you will be able to go to that exercise and find that bit of information without having to search through the whole course. So with that, let's jump into our first exercise. Okay, I will go ahead and start our presentation. Okay, our first exercise is going to be on the project manager. And the project manager is a tool that we've built into UCal 4 to help you organize your different files according to projects. So it might be different crops, it might be different products that you're analyzing, it might even be different seasons. So let's jump into this. At the in the top of the KPM Academy, at the top of the UCal 4 training course, there was a section of how to set up your UCal 4 installation for this course. If you've done that, you already know a little bit about the project manager and how it's set up. The project manager by default is set up in this directory where the laser pointer is. So it's on your C drive, it's under users, then your username when you log into Windows. It's a hidden folder called App Data, then Roaming, Unity Scientific, UCal Data folder. So this is underneath this area is where all of your files will be located according to your project and your group and your subgroups. Okay, and those are all individual folders. You see the project manager when you first open up UCal. A lot of our customers, a lot of users work directly from the project manager, and that's it. And it really is, it's very convenient, and it's a nice way to isolate out your files, okay? If you do need to relocate that, for example, my computer, one of my computers, I've got a separate drive for data. If you do need to relocate the default directory for UCal 4, let us know, we will help you with that. The project manager looks like this. It's a simple structure. You've got your projects, and then it's nested hierarchies of folders over here, and then you've got various functions that you can do over on the side. With the project manager, you can create groups, and the groups hold projects and subgroups. You can create the subgroups, just another level of the hierarchy. And in projects, these hold files, okay? So this is, the files must be placed directly into the projects. And again, it looks like this. And here's what a project looks like. And you can see over on the side that it's got these files listed, and you can start working on your files. There is a backup and a restore function. The backup function creates a zip file that has everything inside of this directory structure for UCAL4. So it has all of the groups, subgroups, projects, and files in this zip file. If you're ever moving computers, if you update your computer, this is great. You can just go in here, create a backup, grab that entire zip folder, move it over to a new computer, restore it, and your new computer is going to be ready to go, right like your existing one is. The file name has a date and time stamp. It looks like this. So it has a particular format to it that UCAL4 will expect. And if it has a format that is any different than this, for example, if you download it from the KPM Academy, it has an ID on the front of it. Make sure that you rename it so that it's a month, a day, a year, and an hour, minute, second .zip format. Okay. You can move files within Windows Explorer. When UCAL4 is closed, you can move them into these project folders behind the scenes. If you're really good with Windows, you can do this. I would probably recommend that you do this within Project Manager if you're going to be using Project Manager. There are buttons within the Project Manager user interface to move files, delete files, and rename files. I'll show you that. The TPR file, do not delete that. That's the one that keeps track of all of the structure, all of the different files, file names, and locations. Okay, so there is an exercise. I will give you a quick tour here of the Project Manager. Okay, so when we launch UCAL4, pops up like this, and you can see that we've got a hierarchy of groups, subgroups, and projects, okay? So if we want to, we can see the groups, we can see the subgroups, and then we can see the projects, okay? And as we navigate through, you can see that as we pick the projects, we can see the files that are included in those projects, okay? The first one, the next exercise that you're going to be looking at is going to be a view file. It's an introductory exercise that familiarizes all of our students with the different file formats, the extensions, and what's included in them. So when you're working on this exercise, you can go to exercise 1, and you can see that the files are here. Some of the functions available for these various files: if you double click on a file, you can open it. There's also a context menu or a right mouse click menu that's open. So you can go in and you can rename the files, you can copy and paste files, you can duplicate files, all sorts of different functions. And there are functions available over here as well. If you've got a file that is outside of this directory structure that you want to bring into Project Manager, you can click Add Files over here. That's a quick tour of Project Manager. Please now go and open up the exercise 0, the Project Manager, and run through the project on your own computer. Thank you.